It's a new season.
Yes, you're right, and we're back.
A new season.
To talk Galavant.
A new chance to go through the plot.
On a show where it hits just the right spot.
A new season to go.
Galavant-Ing.
Yes, yes. That's right, folks. We're back to talk about this week's batch of Galavant episodes, starting with episode 7, and then we'll be talking about episode 8 tomorrow night. But episode 7, entitled Love and Death. Very poetic title, BlueDragonFive. Very, very ominous.
Ah, yes.
All right, so this episode was very fun. I still haven't gotten a chance to watch the other episode that came out this week, so I'm a little bit behind schedule, but I had a lot of fun with this one. So without further ado, do you want to kind of get into our little musical song recap of the episode as we do?
Sure, sure.
As we do.
As we do.
As we do. All right.
As we do.
Hello.
We've got a new episode.
2 more before it hits the road. And
ends. And we have to say goodbye.
Galavant almost dies.
Because of Sid Man.
Wormwood plans a wedding.
Madalena's fretting.
Garrett's in love.
So is Richard.
Goodbye. Now it's time to say goodbye.
War is brewing.
Gal is stewing.
The end of this recap is nigh.
Oh, look, it's just some random guy.
It's time to say goodbye.
All right, that was fucking beautiful. We should win it. We should win a Grammy or something. I don't know.
No, let's just steal one of Justin Bieber's.
Oh God! I hope Justin Bieber doesn't have a Grammy. I hope not. I don't follow the Grammys, but I hope that's not a thing.
Let's hope someone just bashes him over the head with their Grammy.
All right, so let's jump right into this.
Yes, so we started this episode. Galavant is mortally wounded as we left him in the last episode. He was impaled by his trusty squire, Sid.
Oh dear.
That guy's out of the job, I swear. No, Galavant's a good employer. He's going to keep him around. So let's see. So unfortunately they do not go into it looked like they were going there, which is going to make me very happy. But they don't go into the forest of coincidence.
I was surprised they didn't go into the forest of coincidence
because they went to the sign and everything. I'm saying, oh, it's going to say forest of coincidence, which again, this is a reason Sid actually should be fired, because really you're in the force of coincidence. You're the only one who knows about this place that could obviously fix him.
That's true.
But you just dropped the ball, Sid. Seriously, how is Sid not fired? I'm stewing on this now. How is he not fired? Okay. Anyway.
Also, I must point out on that sign they have Portlandia on there. Now you know what Portlandia is, right?
Vaguely. Explain to the folks.
It's like it's a sketch comedy show for hipsters, essentially.
Oh.
You know who's in it, actually? Is Kyle MacLachlan, and he plays the mayor.
Oh, I love Kyle MacLachlan.
Yeah, and he plays like a super eccentric mayor who, his whole thing is that, you know those big bouncy balls that you can sit on, kind of like the yoga balls?
Yeah.
Yeah, he has one of those in his office, and he uses that as his main office chair. So whenever you go in and talk to him, he's like bouncing up and down on that ball.
Real quick, for those who may not be aware, Kyle MacLachlan, a lovely actor who was in Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. as Sky's father. He was Riley's dad. Again, he plays a lot of dads. He was Riley's dad. in Inside Out, he was from Blue Velvet. He played Superman in Justice League New Frontier. He's got
Orson Hodge in Desperate Housewives.
He's an excellent actor. I can't say enough good things about Kyle MacLachlan.
I thought that was a funny reference.
I remember. It's kind of funny we're talking about Kyle MacLachlan because I remember I wanted him to be a cameo this season.
Very true. Very true.
But again, unfortunately, we can't really speak.
I guess that's the closest thing reaction we have to a Kyle MacLachlan cameo is a Portlandia reference.
Yeah. Okay. Anyway, but again, unfortunately, no force of coincidence. But hey, let's hope that eventually that'll be paid off later on. Hopefully,
Who knows?
It'd be great. Again, we just love the force of coincidence, and maybe there's not a chance where we want.
The force of coincidence seems like a very Muppet-like thing. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Again, it's like traveling by map. It could be very useful.
Right.
Okay. Anyway, let's see. So however, I do love this. I love this. The Sporin gag's pretty funny.
Yeah.
So they go to Sporin, which is of course is headed by Neo, the
Neo of Sporin. Yes.
Neo of Sporin, which is pretty.
Richard has a great little bit when they get there because it's like Sid's like trying to call for help and Richard's like, "I'll handle this, boy. You've done enough. Help! Help!"
You know, I gotta tell you something. Rewatching this, I gotta tell you, something hit on me. I never thought of it. He's in the back of my mind when I first watched it. I just discovered what it was. Timothy Munson, he does such an excellent job on every episode, as he does. But you know, this episode when he did that yell, what it reminded me of?
What?
It sounds like Jonathan Harris from Freakazoid.
Oh my god!
Because as I remember, the people that worked on Freakazoid, they lovingly say about the man, because unfortunately he's no longer with us, but you know he was such a talent. What he would do on there, because everyone should. Well, the kids nowadays probably don't know about him from this, but you know.
No, I doubt the kids nowadays.
You know the guy from,
which is sad, which is very sad.
Yeah, because the two big things, Freakazoid and Lost in Space, and also
they might know about Batman the Animated Series. They might know about Animaniacs. They might know about Pinky and the Brain. They probably don't know about Freakazoid.
Well, I think the cool kids know about Freakazoid.
Oh yeah, the cool kids all know about Freakazoid. I mean, come on. The
real cool kids know about Freakazoid. But the point is, with Jonathan Harris, they always used to say lovingly on the Freakazoid behind the scenes that his throat was like cured leather.
Mm-hmm, right.
He could scream on cue so well. He was like such an excellent screamer. You know, he was just like so good at that. And also, he was from Bugs Life too. He played Manny, the praying mantis, the mystical one.
Sure.
Okay, anyway, so I just want to say, the minute when he says help, he sounds exactly, I swear to you, rewatch it, Tiki, just to see what I'm talking about. He sounds exactly like Jonathan Harris from Freakazoid. He says, help! But again, I love Timothy Munson so much. Anyway, so we meet Neosporin, who can heal anything. Again, pun within the name Neosporin. Mm-hmm. They need to act fast. Now, this gag, chalk it up to subjectivity 100%, Stephen. Because
chalk it up, Stephen. Chalk it up.
I get what they're going for. I see why it might be funny, but for me, it doesn't strike my funny bone. It just seems dumb. Again, it doesn't seem bad. It just seems dumb to me. They have to act fast to heal him, which of course makes sense because he's got a mortal wound. But time is of. Then we get this time is of the essence song, which didn't throw me at all.
No, I think it's definitely the weak point of the episode for me.
That's what I'm saying. Again, I can see why it's funny, but it doesn't tickle me. I don't. I don't like it. It just seems.
It's kind of like it's one of those things that happens with Galavant songs sometimes, where it's like they have like a joke that they'll turn into a song, where obviously the joke is like this guy's saying like times of the essence, and yet he's stalling, and that's kind of like the joke of the whole thing.
And here's the thing: if the joke doesn't grab you, then it's just kind of dragging.
Right. Exactly.
You know, it's the idea. Okay, it makes him look it makes it look like there's this very incompetent man wasting time, and it's very annoying that again he's. After he's waiting for a character we care about to die. That's why I really don't like it. That's what it boils down to for me. Because I like Gal. I know he's probably going to die for the story, for what they're doing with against love and death being the entire. I got a sense he's going to die, but still, I want to root for him not to die because of some idiot.
Well, I mean, you know, he's not going to like die permanently. That's the
thing. That's what I mean. If he's going to die, we know he's going to be back. But under these circumstances, it seems really dumb.
Exactly.
But I got to tell you that one. There is a kind of a funny irony though, is that he dies because of singing.
He does. Yeah, so, you're right.
I mean that is kind of funny though. So I mean, I'll give him points for that. Again, I can appreciate it, but I don't like it.
The one funny bit in this song, I have to say, is like Galavant basically still being consciousness. Like, wait, what? And then the guy is like literally putting his hand over Galavant's mouth. I'm like, all right. Like, it's completely incompetent and ridiculous, but it's kind of funny in a silly sort of way.
Yeah, I can appreciate what they're going for. I don't like it though.
Yeah.
The point is, like, it really just makes me want to throttle the guys when he says, "If only you had gotten here sooner."
Right, yeah.
And also, just to highlight, we got essentially two of our guest stars here. I mean, One of them I'm not really too familiar with, but the other guy we're going to talk about a little later. I kind of know him, but
Okay.
Reese. This one is Reese Shearsmith
Okay.
playing. I don't know if you recognize that name, right? Maybe the folks at home do, but he's the guy playing Neo here.
I don't recognize the name.
Anyways, let's put that out there because somebody had to highlight some good guest stars here.
Uh-huh.
So I don't think we get any guest stars next episode, so we might as well highlight them here.
Okay.
Anyways, let's see. So we got the. Meanwhile, to our next scene, Wormwood's laying out a bed. Okay, I firmly like Wormwood here. I love Wormwood from this point. So I think you're really gonna love Wormwood next episode. Let me say that.
That's exciting.
But here I thought he was really solid. I mean, he's gotten better. He gets much better next episode.
Mm-hmm.
So Wormwood's on the fast track. Again, that first episode he appeared in wasn't that good, but he's gotten better since.
You just need to embrace the la laws.
No, I don't need to embrace the la
You
laws.
need to learn to love the la laws.
I don't like the la laws. Okay, enough of it. Well, next episode we're going to be going all about the whole do.
Oh God. Okay.
But I told you the do's were much more important than the laws. You didn't listen to me. I was right. Never underestimate the power of the do's, folks. Not do, but the do's, plural.
Oh God. Yeah, I get it.
I think Jesse Pinkman would agree with me on use of plural there, but we're not going to get into that. Anyway, so Wormwood is laying out the battle plan, which again, essentially they keep this gag alive of Wormwood being this evil dark master of things, but he's a battle plan, wants bloodlust and all that stuff. But at the same time, he's such an excellent. He seriously is an excellent wedding planner.
He is. He takes his job seriously.
And what's so funny about this is how passionate he is about his job. That's why I love this. I'm starting to love this guy now because of that dynamic. The guy can keep running with him really strong.
Mm-hmm.
And then he's laying out the battle plan to Garreth and Madeline.
Correct me if I'm wrong, but do we get an Endor reference here?
Well, I probably didn't catch it, but
I thought he said something about then we will sweep the Great Plains of Endor.
That'd be hilarious if that's the case, but I got to rewatch it. I don't recall that.
Yeah, maybe I'm wrong.
Anyway, so then we get this really funny gag. So again, as per usual, folks, and you can imagine, especially this episode, Garreth, he steals the show. Come on,
Vinnie Jones is a fucking national treasure. I mean, oh my God, how is this guy not more famous than he is?
Yeah, because Garrett right now, Vinnie Jones is just kind of he's kind of that guy from the movies you recognize. It's really his state right now.
Pretty much.
Guy. I've seen that guy. He's the Juggernaut. He's more than that, folks. He's done much more than that.
He's a Juggernaut? Really? I never knew that.
Yeah, he was the Juggernaut in the X-Men Last Stand.
Don't you know who? That's Garreth.
Yeah, that's Garreth.
Garreth is a meme. Okay.
Yeah. Also,
I'm the Juggernaut, bitch. Wow, that's Garreth.
One of my favorite performance of him was he was Sebastian Moran in Elementary. Yeah, basically he was like Moriarty's kind of right-hand guy.
Uh-huh.
And that's why I loved it. That was when I was first introduced to him as like a really good actor.
Okay.
Anyway, because even for basically the way they play, without giving too much away, they kind of play him initially as he might be the first Moriarty. Ooh. And basically he's played as potentially the big bad. He's really awesome like that.
Interesting. Wow, and that makes me actually want to check out Elementary.
And even afterwards, it's still a lot of fun. I mean,
have you seen Sherlock, by the way?
I hear good things, but I don't have to.
I've heard very good things. I'm interested.
I'm committed to one. I can only commit to one right now. I'm just committed to Elementary. Anyway,
it's hard to deny Johnny Lee Miller. He is pretty awesome.
I mean, Johnny Lee Miller and Lucy Liu, and I love Adrian Quinn as sorry. No, as Captain Gregson, I meant. I was just trying to get back to the story here. Anyway, point is, Vinnie Jones, excellent actor. And with Vinnie Jones here, we have this hilarious line. So after Wormwood's laid out the battle plan, he's pitching it to them because they want a war also. That's the reason Wormwood's there. Because of the force of coincidence, folks. Let's not forget that. Says, well, you're not excited, are you? And Vinnie Jones speaking this really nice kind of reserved manner. Says, oh, yes, I'm very excited. This is my excited voice.
Oh, that's great. That's great.
You know, it'd be hilarious. And because they think, because they're both British, it'd just be hilarious. If I was thinking of Kick-Ass, or Suburban Nights, one of that guy with the glasses specials, and Matthew Buck, Film Brain. Excited. Yeah. I'm just imagining Garreth or Matthew Buck giving it like a Garreth delivery.
This is my excited face.
See.
Matthew Buck has not done anything in a while. I wonder what happened to him.
Well, then again, you got to remember that channel's kind of.
Yeah, it's sad.
But let's not dwell on the negative. Let's get back to the awesome positive of Garreth. Excited. I'm very excited.
All right.
Madalena specifies that she wants Isabella to herself. You know, the exact kind of revenge and punishment.
Mm-hmm.
Not really revenge. Isabel never really did her anything wrong, but you know, it's the principle of the thing. You went after my previous guy, so I got to.
Sure.
You know, she's got to pull Romero. It's the principle of it, folks.
Oh god.
Anyway, so Madalena here. By the way, Madalena from this point forward, I'm still loving Madalena. She's great, especially next episode.
They turned her around so much; it's really impressive.
And Madalena, she gets even better next episode, too, guys. Mm-hmm. Madalena just at her some of her finest next episode. But here, Madalena, she wants Isabella herself, and Garrett says, "Okay, well, listen, Queen, don't worry. I'm gonna make sure my soldiers take her alive, so you can exact your revenge and all that stuff." And Madalena says, like, she's so happy-go-lucky, and these two kids are such a sweet couple. They really are.
They are,
and they're adorable together. They're school children in love. It's adorable.
Exactly.
And again, I love this cutesy Madalena much better than it's the hussy Madalena from the first season.
Yeah. The first season Madalena was like, we've said it before. She was definitely one of the weak points of the first season.
Yeah, she was, and now she's great. Mm-hmm. Anyway, so here she's like giddy as a schoolgirl, saying, "Oh, Garreth, I love you so much right now." And then she realizes instantly. Again, I love the way she plays. She's like a schoolgirl. It's like, "Oh no, I hold the guy I love him."
Oh yeah.
And you see again, her face really plays well in this episode. It's like kind of you can read so much on her face. She's like performing very well with that. You know, just kind of going like you can tell the regret, like oh no, like I meant it, but I don't want them to know I meant it. Gareth's kind of in shock of like, wait, someone loves me.
Right.
And again, your heart goes out to Garreth because we love Garreth. If Madalena won't say it, we will. We love Garreth.
Of course.
And Wormwood is just kind of he's instantly okay. Someone said love marriage.
I love how Wormwood has these like different tables that he plans things out on.
Yes,
one of them is a battle map, and then he pulls out the wedding map.
Yeah, first of all, two things. One, I love just the simple, mundane thing. If he has a wedding that has a table for these things.
Mm-hmm.
Secondly, I want to mention I love how it's kind of like formatted like a battle plan, like a chess sort of thing.
You know what I think it is? I think it might be a reference to the opening titles from Game of Thrones.
Really?
I think so.
Well, I have no bearing on that. But
the opening titles of Game of Thrones is like a map, but there's like all these CGI things that come out of it. I don't know.
Well, we know the show isn't above making references to other medieval material.
Of course.
Anyway, so basically Wormwood's in wedding mode, which obviously Madalena has kind of commitment issues. And you know, she's scared off. I just love the way she scurries away. It cracks
Wormwood, he suggests that they get a person to write custom poems for all the guests. Seriously? Oh, she's such a bitch, but she's great.
Seriously, Wormwood, he's so good at the wedding play.
Right.
I love that. But again, also what just cracks me up, I love Madalena. She can't get a word out. She just scurries away. I love seeing her scurry away. It's not a Norma Bates scurry, but it's up there.
Not quite Norma Bates.
I mean, believe me, you can't duplicate a Norma Bates scurry. Vera Farmiga is the queen of that. Just mentioning Vera Farmiga makes me want her to appear in everything. I just want to say that. I want to imagine her as like a rival queen or something. I don't know.
Oh God.
Anyway, so well, I believe actually she might have grown up on a farm actually.
Uh-huh.
Well, I mean, she's from I think she's Ukrainian. She has some Russian in her.
I wouldn't know. I'm sorry.
Anyway, okay. Point is, kids moving on here. Anyways,
we launch into an awesome Garreth song.
Yes, so I'm a little mixed on this because I'm like 80% on this, like 80% good, 20% it's off.
Okay.
It's Garreth. After she leaves the room, he has Wormwood next to him there, and I guess Wormwood leaves the room for a moment anyway. So Garreth saying, well, maybe he's still there. It doesn't matter. Well, he's Garreth saying, he sees things different now. It's like, oh, I've never seen things like this way before. And then he jumps into a song.
I just love the lyrics of this song. It's so clever. It's like it's just Garreth like just describing all these all these charming everyday things, but just doing it in his Garreth way. Like he's like The sky ball is doing its shine thing.
Yeah, that's what I'm mixed on. Here's the thing. So
there's flopsy, colorful vine things, wingy beast with their feathers.
So I guess I believe the song is called "Love Makes the World Brand New." Love makes the world brand new, and I love I love aesthetically everything about this song. I love aesthetically everything that's presented to us.
Of course, we get like the Disney sing along, like bird following the words.
That cracked me. Here's what I love most about that: the bird has Gareth's crown on.
Right.
So that I think is just fantastic. But here again, aesthetically, I love everything about this song. But I don't know what it is. I think Tiki, you kind of hit on maybe what it is. I thought it was the lyrics, but I mean the lyrics are really clever. I don't know what I don't like about it. It's just not catchy. That's all I can really fathom about it. Really.
I just think it's the melody that's not really that strong.
It's like the melody, which
also maybe Vinnie Jones' singing as well.
I don't know. The thing is, it's like it sounds again. If he's saying these things, it's brilliant. But if he's singing it in this case, I don't know. It's that melody. So we know he's a good singer, but I don't know. It's
right.
I don't know. Again, it's that melody which makes it not catchy for me. Which I guess the melody is actually the proper way of putting that. I think you're right on the money with it. Might be the melody or something. But again, it's a brilliantly constructed song though. It's just that melody's off about it though.
A couple of my favorite lines. I love the bit where he's like, "I'm holding me fists up to flap fingers at friends."
Yeah, that is my favorite part of the song. That's my favorite part. Just when he's like not instead of hitting people,
he's like trying to force a wave.
Well, let me tell you my least favorite part.
We get a very suggestive bit where he's like, "There's sparkly fizz in my nethers whenever she's."
Yes, okay, so let me address that. So again, my favorite part is the open fist gag. But my least favorite part, though, I didn't like the sparkly fizz in the nether.
It's a little suggestive, especially because you have that geyser pop up right when he's saying the
I'm just saying, I think the song would have been better without that.
I thought it was clever wordplay, though. I don't know.
I don't think we need that, though. Anyway, so again, it's I guess subjectivity, Stephen, whatever you want to call that.
But you got to admit, it's great when we cut back and Wormwood's like, "Oh, Garreth, you're smiling."
No, by the way, in the song, that when he is like smiling, he's like looking in the water. He says, "My lips are like
my lip ends twist up."
And again, the last image of the song is brilliant. There's Garreth like happy-go-lucky in a field.
Sure.
Okay. Anyway, so then what was Wormwood say?
"Oh, Garreth, you're smiling. I'm sorry. Could you stop that? It's deeply unsettling."
And Vinnie Jones, oh my God, the guy is just brilliant with the littlest. Again, we could write a book on how brilliant Vinnie Jones is. The littlest of things, he can make everything just sing. You know, he just makes it shine. He just gives this smile, like this happy-go-lucky, this like he's in space practically look, but he's smiling. Is Garreth, yeah, kind of scaring me. It's brilliant. Like our big bruiser is smiling, and he's in love, and that's brilliant. Meanwhile, let's see. So,
Galavant's dead, and as Roberta,
that's a big event.
Yeah, as Roberta points out, it's awfully early in the season for something like this to happen.
Which was a neat fourth wall gag. I like that. Then Sid's like praying that he's mostly dead, which doesn't make any sense.
No. Mostly dead could mean he's still alive.
Oh, you sang too long. Well, you stabbed him first. Then basically comes with the solution. Of course, we need a solution. We can't keep him dead. You know, we got to do the Superman, the death and return of Superman. You know, we got to bring him back. He was in Kryptonian stasis. So in this case, for Galavant, they find out. Okay, do you have anything that can help him? Come on, you say you can feel anything. Well, he has a potion, a solution. You know, he brings up the solution. Okay, I got a potion I give him, but there's a missing ingredient. And Richard's like all triumphant here. And I know you like.
Tell me which I will go to any length. I will climb any mountain to get this secret ingredient.
And what is that secret ingredient, Tiki?
It's a gray hair from the beard of a middle-aged man untouched by a woman.
Rest in peace.
Rest in peace, dear friend. Rest in peace.
I shall miss you.
Wait a minute, you heard nothing, boy.
Anyway, so then, now tell me, did you like the callback to this or
not? Yes. You know what? I think this instance of the unicorn, like, makes the other instance of the unicorn kind of a bit more clever in my mind. I do enjoy the callback.
So, yeah, what's been said up previously, folks, is that unicorns are, because they're such pure, rare, and wondrous creatures, they are drawn to those either children or the pure of pure of body, which, of course, Richard really fits both those molds when you think about it.
He is, yeah.
He is. He's very childlike, but also the other thing, factual, yes. Anyway, point is, we have that callback, which is pretty hilarious. Oh, it's a unicorn. Look how lovely. That'll point us to.
Well, first of all, I love how Neo is just like, oh yeah, it's about as rare as that unicorn. Hey guys, look, it's a live unicorn.
That is pretty funny. I mean, Neo. Aside from that subjective gag at the song at the beginning,
I wouldn't even say that's subjective. I would just say that's a misfire.
Yeah, you're. I kind of get what they're going for, but I don't find it funny.
Mm-hmm.
I think some people might find it funny though.
I don't know.
My point is, Neo is on the money though. I think Neo is pretty funny.
Mm-hmm.
Anyways, he says, "Oh, look, it's a unicorn." Then we see Richard's reaction. He's just like, "Go away, shoo." And then, of course, he just like kind of buckles as everyone's looking at him. Oh, fine.
Oh, fine. I'll donate the damn beard hair.
And then you get this really hilarious line from Neo that is also kind of, you feel bad for Richard, but it's actually kind of a lovely line, though. You gentle creature, something along those lines. You remember what the line is particularly?
Something about like, in all my years, I will always remember you. And the unicorn's pretty cool too.
He's like saying, "Oh, such a gentle creature. This is such a rare sight to find."
Right. Yeah, and then we get a fucking adorable scene with Richard and Roberta.
This was so sweet.
Oh my god! My god!
Let me give these 2 episodes browse, and then the relationships and again the really sweet cutesy moments are in spades in these next 2 episodes. This one particularly. And the relationships are really great in this episode.
So Roberta, like right away, she's just goes to the support of Richard. She's like, "You don't have anything to be embarrassed about." And then Richard, he's very straight up. He's like, "Well, Roberta, I've just always felt that something that special would be shared with someone you love, and I've never loved anyone before."
Well, not yet.
Not yet. There's still time. I'm like, oh god, you two kids need to get together right now. Right now.
Come on, rent out all of Vegas. Come on. Anyway, so then he plucks the beard hair and making potions. Meanwhile, what's going on in
oh god. Okay, this might be my favorite fourth wall gag of the entire series thus far.
I'll admit it's funny. I don't think it's like the funniest. But
it cracked me up. I thought it was very clever.
Okay, anyway, so what's going on?
The Jester is playing Guess the Future with the citizens.
Which essentially it's like kind of futuristic. It's like futuristic charades.
Essentially. And then Isabella bursts in, and Wormwood sent an invitation for war. And that invitation, that war will be held January 31st, 8 p.m. Eastern. Set your DVR.
Okay, I'll admit that.
I mean, that's so good, because that's exactly when the final episodes are taking place. That's amazing.
I'll admit, that meta gag is hilarious.
That's what I'm talking about. I'm talking about that meta gag, yeah.
I thought you meant the future stuff. I mean, the future
No. I'm talking about specifically the January 31st at 8 p.m. Eastern.
Yeah, that is hilarious. I'll give you that one. That one is hilarious.
All right.
Okay, anyway, so basically, but I always love the futility of these charades, but no one be able to guess what it is if it's in the future.
right.
Okay, anyway, so she gets Wormwood. Okay, so this is where I kind of fell in love with Wormwood. I mean, again, I've been liking him, so this is where I kind of fell in love with Wormwood. This bit that came up here is like, oh my god, this is so brilliant. Wormwood, so basically got an invitation with the DVR notice in there. What's a DVR? I don't know, guess the future. But then basically the logic of, okay, it's telling you but you're going to be invaded on that day, and they were like, who sends invitations to a battle? To an invasion? And then this again, the way Robert Lindsay delivers this saying, seriously, Barry? He's just, I'm not doing it justice, but the way just seeing how peeved he is at Barry, and just like saying, seriously, how hard is this? There are 2 invitations, one to the wedding and one to the battle. There's a clever joke behind that, by the way, which I'm going to get to in a moment. There's 2 invitations to the battle and to the wedding. How hard is that? And then there's a hilarious punchline by Barry, just the way he delivers it. Again, he's his Sid. That's the idea behind this.
I'm really growing on Barry too.
I love that Barry is kind of his Sid. He's his Sid. He says, he says, maybe if you spent less time more time teaching, less time yelling, more time teaching.
Mm-hmm.
Well, that was really funny. But I'll tell you what's so funny about it. I was rewatching it. It kind of dawned on me that the logic behind this is that Wormwood, regardless, he's not necessarily harsh to Barry because regardless, he was going to send out those battle invitations.
Right, exactly.
But he's mad at him not for sending out the invitations and alerting them, but sending them invitations to the wedding instead of the battle.
Oh God.
Just it's ridiculous and funny.
It's so ridiculous, yeah. And then they're wondering, like, light refreshments, whatever that means. I just know that they had light refreshments and an invitation to war.
Well, yeah, I think it's the wedding invitation that they're interpreting as those invitations to war.
Right.
So meanwhile, Hortensia basically has a tradition of nose goes, where basically everyone's like, finger to the nose means you're darn it. Finger to the nose. I guess I'll have to explain it now. So the finger to the nose means that you're tasked with leading the army in battle, and then you have this really funny line by Isabella's father. He's gotten pretty funnier.
Isabella's father is kind of like a background character, but I think every line he has is kind of is a good gag.
I believe I want to say it's Stanley Townsend that plays him. I could be wrong, but Stanley Townsend
just has such a dry delivery in his voice.
Plus, I got to tell you, he has an awesome voice too. I really love it.
Oh my God, he does have an awesome voice.
But he has this line. I mean, I'm not doing it justice with the delivery here, so forgive me. I'm sorry, Bunny, but I suck at war.
I suck at war. That is why our kingdom was taken by Richard in the first place.
I love the logic of that because I think we've addressed that before in either like one of the things we talked about with Galavant. Like, yeah, I mean, we know these parents are really incompetent at their job. You said Richard should probably take over because these guys are very incompetent.
Exactly.
They got taken over by Richard. Like these king and queen are not prepared for battle at all because I suck at war, Bunny.
I suck at war.
Anyway, so
basically, Isabella has to lead the army.
Yeah, I'll put it. The basis is I can predict the future. We're screwed.
We're screwed. I love how deadpan he is.
Yeah, he's very good at that. The deadpan delivery. He didn't have a lot to do in the first season. This season he's got a lot more lines. So. Of course, his runner was that he didn't have to pay for the wedding.
Of course.
Well, no, actually, he had to pay for the rehearsal dinner. Everything else was.
But not the wedding. Not the wedding. That's all he cares about.
That's the important part, folks. Remember, rehearsal dinners. That's a fair arrangement. Remember, he would have to pay everything though if it was an ordinary wedding. So he's gotten off scot-free with that one.
Mm-hmm.
Anyway, moving on. So so after we're screwed. We see this. I love the mundane. You know me. I love my domestic stuff here. I love Madalena is packing for war. I just love the notion that she's packing for war, not just like packing for a trip. I'm packing for war.
Mm-hmm.
And I love that Garreth again. He's just ushering it. He's not pushing for the marriage. That's all Wormwood. But he's just saying he just wants to up the relationship a smidge, just a smidge. Saying we don't want to officially be in love, be a couple. Says, well, you mind if I share the trunk? He's like, I don't really have a lot of stuff. I just really wear this all the time.
And you feel bad for Garreth because she's just like, well, I am not going to share a trunk with you. I don't want my stuff touching yours.
Oh, poor Garreth. Anyways,
come on, you're sending the poor guy back.
Yeah, Wormwood comes in. He wants he makes Madalena anxious with all the wedding talk. Get out of here. And then she has a really hilarious delivery. And oh my God, Madalena just wins me over so much. Lines like this. She says, "Oh, him. He's just so And again, she's like so jokingly too, like, oh, that guy he's nutty. He's
But I really, really want to see like the first conversation that took place between Madalena and Wormwood. Just like how did that even go about? Like, hey, are you looking for a kingdom to wage war with? As a matter of fact, I do have a guy who kind of wants to be aggressive. Sure, let me introduce you.
Barry, come on. Okay. So Barry aside here. Anyway, so Garreth, he's pointing out, he kind of he basically kind of sees the marriage point that one was bringing up there. I mean, obviously, he's going about it the wrong way. He doesn't communicate this in so many words, but he's saying, which is probably the reason for many of these misunderstandings that are about to follow in hilarious fashion. But one moment, he points out that, he sees the point of marriage because, it's kind of weird the king and queen not being married. So, he might have, he's saying he might have a point. He's not saying, oh, yeah, we should get married. No, he's not a closed-minded guy or anything.
Sure.
Anyway, so he says, this is the most adorable. Stamp it on a Valentine. You just put it on greeting cards. Like, if we have audio Valentines, if you like there's cards with the music in
right,
them, like if he can record some dialogue into that card, you want to put on the shelves for Valentine's Day, because this will this will make every woman desire it, any person desire anyone.
Uh-huh.
He says, well, I can't. Yeah, and I kind of liked it when you said I love you.
Oh.
When you said you love me. Oh my God, it's so adorable.
and then he kneels down
to tie his boots, but she doesn't see that. She just sees, actually turns her from, oh, Garreth. Then she spots Garreth kneeling down on one knee, and she instantly misreads this situation and freaks out. And here's the most adorable, subtle thing about this is, by the way, it's a reference to the first episode when Garreth kicked Galavant to knock him out.
Mm-hmm.
So it's showing that Madalena is so for Garreth. She's emulating Garreth. That's so adorable. It's such a perfect couple, because he looks at what, and she kicks him in the face.
Mm-hmm.
That's a woman for Garreth right there.
I was just doing my boots up.
Again, Vinnie Jones, the way he delivers that too. After she flips out and she leaves, he then realizes he aroses for a moment.
I wasn't proposing.
It's like he has the realization he plays. I wasn't proposing. Just like the realization of this, the panic in his voice. You don't hear this guy panic. Just hearing that is hilarious. And just him giving chase too. It's pretty funny. Okay. So Izzy's looking for solutions with some friar-looking guys.
Yeah, I keep on wanting to see frickin' Weird Al, man.
I knew you were gonna think that. When I saw the friar guys, they look kind of like the monks.
And we also saw friars in the Madalena episode as well.
But you gotta remember, the friars are in Valencia, though. Oh,
right.
No, not the friars. I mean the monks are in the.
The monks are in Valencia. You're right.
Yeah.
You're right. Okay.
Then again, they could migrate. I don't know. It's not off the table.
I don't know. I know Weird Al is in there somewhere, but now I'm getting worried that it's kind of like just a walk-on cameo or something that we might just miss.
If he was spotted on set, I don't know why he wouldn't be there.
He wasn't just spotted on set. He made a Facebook post like glad to do a day's worth. Like, it's just a day's worth of work, so I'm sure it won't be anything too big. But
yeah.
Anyway,
I hope to see him. Meanwhile, let's see. So Sid is concerned over Galavant, obviously, because he kind of killed the guy. But we see, he's talking over as the guy's making the potion, as Neo's making the potion. He says, Squire killing his own knight. That's bad for business. That's bad for.
Oh, good to see you got your priorities in the right place.
Which is like a fun, mundane thing. Yeah, if you were Squire and you killed your knight, that's very bad on the employment record.
Gee, Morty. It's good to see you got your priorities in the right place. I mean, you kind of risked my entire existence for that little hussy, but sorry.
Anyway,
Rick and Morty.
You should really watch Back in Time if you want to see the creator of Rick and Morty talk about Back to the Future.
Right, I should. You know, the interesting thing about Rick and Morty is that they never do time travel.
Really?
Yeah, they do all kinds of like alternate dimension sort of stuff, but they've never done a time travel.
You mean all that? You mean all those little portal things open up? It's none of it's time travel?
None of it's time travel. No.
Wow.
None of it's time travel. It's all alternate. It's all alternate dimensions.
That is funky. Anyways, folks, watch Back in Time. Moving on. Sorry, a little bit of product placement. Okay, let's see. So, basically, they give him the potion. Not a dry ice, because if he actually ingested dry ice, it would burn him badly. And basically, they give him the potion. It's all frothy and foggy, and he says, "Okay, now we wait." And I'm an impatient guy, so I declutter in the meantime. And you're helping me out. Don't try not to stab me in the back.
Poor Sid.
Poor Sid. Yeah, by the way, there's gonna be a lot of guilt on Sid next episode.
Oh God.
Okay, Richard reflects, and this is a sweet moment, Richard. Man, we love Richard. We do.
Oh yeah.
Not as much as we love Mike, but we love Richard. Richard reflects on being his old kingly ways, like the old way of how he would get everything he wanted. Now the only thing he wants is his friend back, which is so sweet, so endearing. And then my favorite part of the episode's coming up.
Oh boy.
So, Galavant awakens in limbo, kind of like kind of a space between spaces type deal. He's like not quite dead. He's not quite. Lived,
I know you didn't watch The Leftovers, but there's a scenario that's very similar to this on The Leftovers season 2, and I was just like, oh my god, they're going this direction.
One is he's kind of in like a limbo situation now. He kind of there's a somewhat of a stream of consciousness, and you kind of see events that are actually going on. So it's a limbo.
Mm-hmm.
And he meets death.
Yes.
So, two things. Again, as much as I love this scene coming up, and I love everything about it, there's a bleep, which kind of makes me sad, but it's a tolerable bleep, I guess.
It is a tolerable bleep.
I mean, I like the context of it, but again, I wish, why can't they do anything better than just a modern day bleep?
I know.
That's the thing. I don't mind if they just bleep it out some other ways. Like they blurred the face too. I hate the blur too. The blur makes it worse.
Mm-hmm.
That's what really takes me out. It's not just the beep. It's like I just write that off. Okay, it's the TV. No, it's because I know it's them. Anyway, so like the bleep Sid. His lady awakens like, I'm dead? Bleep Sid. Oh, Sid, come on, man. Seriously?
Yeah,
remembering, oh yeah, he's that idiot stabbed me. With my own sword. That guy is so fired.
Oh god.
Don't worry, folks, he's not. Okay, anyways, then my favorite part of the episode happens. I love the goodbye song.
Oh, it's great. It's great.
I really do. Hence the opening we laid out for you, for you kind folks. And for any of the songs this episode, again, I'm mixed on the Garrett thing just doesn't click for me. It's not a bad song. Just for me, it doesn't click.
Like I totally agree with the song. I just think the actual content is
that's the thing. I mean,
like Billy Joe's totally delivers in that sequence.
I mean, I love again, it's this weird thing. I know it doesn't make much sense, so bear with me. I love everything about the song. I just don't like it as a song, as a musical song itself. But again, in this episode, really, this is the only song I really was head over heels for, and I liked this one.
Right.
In particular, I mean, because again, I love this goodbye song. It's one of my favorite songs this season. I really liked it. It feels so catchy. It feels like I love the staging of it. I love everyone's kind of coming out of the corners there. I love just the orchestration of it. I think there's great music through it.
Yeah, it's good. It's good.
It's very catchy. It's very appealing, and again, it's a really interesting setting too. And we have Eddie Marsan as Death here, and now I know he's kind of an obscure guy. He's been Ray Donovan a lot lately. A big thing I know him from. I'm not saying it was his best performance, but I know him from Hancock.
Oh, okay.
He was Red in Hancock. He was the guy who he holds up the bank, and he's kind of the big baddie of that movie.
Right, yeah.
The guy who I kind of jokingly refer to as the guy who keeps shifting accents. Like he starts off with like a southern accent, that's Hispanic, then it's...
Yeah, I got you.
Like, if I take my finger off this detonator, boom.
Yeah.
And then he just shifts into, unless I get $50 million. Just he keeps shifting like that. But point is, he's good in this. I like him in this.
Mm-hmm.
So we see my rationale for like seeing these guys. Again, it's kind of a stream of consciousness. It's Galavant's memories, but also it's like the life flashing before the eyes of why all these people keep coming in and out. Like Sid and Madeleine. I don't know.
No, it's not okay, Sid.
Yes, again, it's like kind of like making like the last rites, like making peace with things before he goes to the light.
Then Madalena comes out here and she's like, "I'm not sure why you're here."
Yeah, anyway, it's pretty funny, just like kind of that
and then Richard, I think Richard comes out. He's just like, "Oh, I'm going to cry for my don't do it, Richard, for my gal pal."
Gal pal is pretty hilarious.
Yes.
But with that though, just like
and then of course we have the random guy.
Well, I just run out of friends because he doesn't have that many friends. But I kind of like that. It's kind of his life flashing before his eyes. You see a bunch of these guys coming around there. That's why they're there, and they're able to sing. It feels like it has great ambiance. It's kind of totally. It's kind of creepy. It's kind of big man.
It totally feels like something that you could actually do on a stage. You know what I mean?
I don't know. It really, I don't really like it. It really hit home with me.
Mm-hmm.
Let's see. we see, so again, this also serves as a really good plot device for getting, if it is in limbo, so he has like some consciousness or events that are going on. So it's kind of mystical. It's like it's properly balanced mysticism, you know?
Sure, sure.
So like he's able to get caught up in what Isabella's thinking. Like he understands the misunderstanding now. We get the fart call back. The whole I don't make fart jokes. You know, like Isabella's planning for war, and he's informed of the misunderstanding, and you know it's. And in the end, he doesn't go towards the light, and he knees Death in the balls. Which pretty funny.
Why do I still have these?
Yeah, which I gotta tell you, it's pretty. That just shows you why Galavant's awesome. He literally kicked Death in the balls.
Right.
So I'm just saying that shows you got a cool character, and also that kind of reminds me when I think it's kind of a random pull because Deadpool it has a relationship with Death, the character who's female in Marvel Comics, but
right.
It was the one famous time he kicked Captain America in the Star Spangled Banners.
Oh boy.
Well, he did. That was and I gotta tell you, if they ever do the cinematic universe, as much as I love Captain America, a part of me really wants to see that.
If Deadpool did enter the Marvel Cinematic Universe, I mean one could dream, right? One could dream.
Yeah, well, you gotta admit that is something that would.
Yes, that would be amazing.
Oh yeah. Okay, let's see. So I mean, that him.
That's right, big boy. I just kicked you in the nads. What you gonna do about it, huh?
That would be him making his big splash into the Marvel Cinematic Universe. But then Cap would get him back though. Cap would decapitate him with the shield or something.
Oh boy.
He'd be fine. So
yeah, he'd be fine. Yeah.
Again, so let's see. Moving on. Let's see. Richard. Okay, so anyway, he doesn't go towards the light, kicks him in the balls. Meanwhile, Richard's not ready to say goodbye. It's a really emotional scene. They're really playing this well. Richard's like he's not ready to say goodbye to his friend, and Roberta comforts him for a moment. Says, "Well, I don't have anyone left. Well, you have me." And
Richard, you're the reason I came on this journey. It's always been you.
And we get a goodwill hunting.
I'm just a girl standing in front of a boy over a dead body, asking him to like her.
This is a Goodwill Hunting reference, right? Am I right?
No, I've never seen Goodwill Hunting, actually.
Well, that's helpful to my point. Thank you.
I know it's a movie I need to see. I know.
I think that's a good. From what I heard from Kevin Smith, I'm pretty sure that's a Goodwill Hunting reference.
Kevin Smith watches this show?
No, not this show. I'm just talking about the Goodwill Hunting.
Oh, in general.
Remember, that's where he met Robin Williams.
Yeah, of course. Okay.
And of course, Ben Affleck, Matt Damon.
Ben Affleck, of course, yeah.
He's the reason that movie got made. He was one of the, I want to say, one of the producers of that, or he helped him out. They helped him out in some way.
Mm-hmm.
Point is, let's see, so moving, either there or Miramax are somehow involved. They helped him out in that. Anyway,
right. So obviously, this is a big kind of like romance. This is finally like Richard and Roberta are about to get together. They're about to lean in for their kiss, and
he's alive.
Of course, Richard just gives Galavant like a big old kiss on the cheek.
I love that, by the way. It's like he's still like mid-kisses. He kisses Galavant. He's alive, and I love Roberta. Like, so friendly. She gives this really great delivery.
Oh, I couldn't have waited 30 seconds, could you?
Meanwhile, Madeline and Garreth, some other romantic stuff going on here, folks.
Boy.
Madeline, she just can't talk about things here. And,
so they're facing an army, and this is a clever setup, I think. First of all, I love whenever Garreth calls Madeline a queenie.
Oh, yes, I love when he calls.
Come on, queenie, we never go to war angry.
And, sorry, just lost my place. Oh, yeah, the Queenie runner is pretty funny. She calls her Queenie, like a cutesy term. You never go to war angry.
All right, so they're facing all the soldiers of Valencia. This is such a funny setup with the soldiers' reactions.
So let's discuss. Fine, you want to discuss it? Let's discuss it with someone else, and they're addressing the soldiers at this time.
Oi, soldiers of Valencia! I love ya! We love you too, sir! Okay.
Yeah.
Then Madalena's like, I appreciate that, soldiers, but this is all new to me. You know? And at this point, the soldiers are just, like, so confused. They're like, wait, what? What?
Yeah, there's a little of them replying, we love you too, sir.
Now there's pressure to move forward. And all the soldiers start marching forward.
Yeah. In the well, maybe we should slow down. Let's not ruin.
Yeah, this is a great Garreth bit. It's important that you feel comfortable, soldiers. So maybe we should slow down a bit.
I just love them using the soldiers as like an algorithmic relationship.
We've got something special. Oh, I don't want to ruin it. And then Madeleine like, that's good to hear for the soldiers.
But again, she's so adorable in this scene. Yeah, and basically, like, and then they kind of back on the board. I think they're holding hands too, which is adorable. If that's the case, if they're holding hands, they think, oh my god, they're school children. It's adorable. Anyway, so then they say, who wants to go to war? Ah! And then we have Wormwood going, whoop-de-doo, it's party time.
Oh god.
Meanwhile, Izzy's at the armory, and she's very nice. But this I do have an issue with. I'll tell you.
Yeah, this was dumb. It was dumb. I mean, it was very brief, but it was dumb.
Yeah. They go to the armory, and it's all toys. It's all toys and chocolate.
You see, kids, this is why you don't put like a 10-year-old kid in charge.
11.
11. Okay, yeah. Now that the more we're talking about Harry, the more that age doesn't really sound plausible.
And that's my problem with it. See, if I don't want to toot my own horn. I think any 11-year-old kid, I think they would have better battle tech than any boy.
Yeah,
any 11-year-old boy.
Exactly.
Again, I personally probably.
When I was 11 years old, I was going through like a really rough middle school experience, so I was experiencing some shit, man. I knew how to defend myself.
I mean, I love Batman. I mean, you can figure my love of gadgetry also factor into that thing. I would arm my men with I would come up with some of the best armory type stuff. Like, okay, here's what we're gonna do. We're gonna have you launch a chain that has knives on it, so as like a spiraling mechanism, so like slash throats on its way down as it traps people.
Right.
I'm just saying that's my stuff. I mean, I think the ordinary 11-year-old has like arms everyone with a sword, like a lightsaber essentially.
Yeah, exactly.
That's what I'm saying. I mean, that to me is like kind of obvious. Any 11-year-old's like, give everyone swords. Like, don't the kid doesn't even have like fake swords. Like, they're all horses and just chocolate.
But to be fair, I do love Isabella's father. Like,
yes.
Chocolate.
I'll admit that was the only part that saved that for me. Again, it just doesn't make any. It's like this is the stupidest 11-year-old I've ever laid eyes on.
I'd say it's safe to say all around Harry is kind of like a weak point of the season.
And now that we kind of know Harry's not going to be, we had such high hopes for Harry, but I mean, I'm relieved that we don't.
Did we really?
Well, not high hopes. Wrong phrase. What I mean by this, remember you and I speculated Harry was going to be some sort of like really creepy kid.
Yeah, we were kind of speculating towards the beginning that he'd be like a really creepy, unsettling villain character.
Don't get me wrong. I'm glad they didn't do like the marriage thing. I'm glad they kind of wrote their way out of that before they got tiresome. But it's still he's kind of a waste now.
Yeah, he is.
My real question is, why is Isabella? Isabella's only in that kingdom. It makes sense they didn't have to go away because now just the marriage is annulled, I guess.
Right.
They're staying at a family's place. I guess that's why they're still there.
Right.
Anyways, after the chocolate gag, let's see.
So Galavant comes out and he just makes this like horrifying like coughing hairball sound.
I'm sorry, what?
Galavant making the horrifying hairball sound.
Oh yes, because he has a hair caught in his throat.
Just very random but funny. And then well, if it's an army you're looking for, I happen to have an undead army, says Neosporin.
Which I love this as a solution for giving Galavant an army.
Oh yeah. It's also a direct callback to Lord of the Rings: Return of the King.
Yeah. Could you give me one moment to take the folks through this for one moment?
Yeah, sure. So Neosporin's laying out this army, and I love Richard's reaction to it. He's like, "Oh, you've got a freaky side, Neo. I like it." And then he's just basically like, there's just all these undead zombies coming out. Not the quality of zombie makeup that you'd see on something like The Walking Dead, but it's serviceable enough.
Yeah. So were you keen on the zombies at all?
I was fine with them. I mean, we'll have to see how they play out in the next episode, but
Yeah, I like the instant solution. Okay, that's how Galavant gets his army. It makes sense. He came back to life, so why wouldn't he try that with some other guys? He's basically pulling a Hugo Strange. Well, potentially. I'm just saying experiments on dead bodies.
Like I said, it is a direct reference because in Lord of the Rings they recruit like all the dead people from the Paths of the Dead, and they come out and destroy the army at the end of Return of the King. So it's very much in keeping of Lord of the Rings.
Richard's line is pretty funny. You got a freak, you said, but I like it. So yeah,
and then I love Neo. He's just like, please take them. They creep me out.
Yeah. Be careful, they bite, and then we get kind of our trio shot there of like our three armies. So now they're setting up that finale though. So we got the three armies that are going to be doing battle with each other.
Oh yeah.
Galavant's army of the undead.
Which is awesome.
Or the half dead or alive army, however you
depending on how you look at it, yeah.
Half dead kind of guy or not.
Half
dead or half alive. Go figure. We got Isabella with her very ill-equipped army.
right.
And we have Wormwood / Madeline and Garreth with the Valencian army.
Yeah.
And and it's built on the foundation of love, which is very important.
Of course.
And that's the episode. Just getting ready for war. It's all set up there for us.
All right. So, what do you think overall?
I thought it was a good episode. Again, I wasn't crazy about that opening song, which is kind of an important part. So it's kind of hurts the episode. I'll give you that.
Sure.
Again, the songs, except for Goodbye, really didn't do it for me. Again, I love everything about the Garreth. I love more the stuff in the Garreth song than Garreth. I love Garreth and the stuff in the song. I just wasn't crazy about the song as a whole.
Yeah, I just think there was so much creativity and a lot of good wordplay in there.
Yeah, I've been too harsh on. I'm going to say I'm not crazy about it. Doesn't mean it's a bad song. I wasn't crazy about it, but I did. Goodbye was my favorite part of this episode.
I mean, come on, how could you deny Vinnie Jones singing like a fucking Disney sing-along song?
That's the thing, man. I love that. Again, I love it. It's just I'm not crazy about it's not catchy.
Yeah, it's not. Not every song has to be catchy.
True. So again, it's not a bad song. It's just not as memorable as the other ones. Like the Goodbye is like kind of my top 5 territory with Galavant. Anyway, so this episode though it was solid with the comedy. It had some really good heart in it. Relationship stuff was awesome. We had some good solutions for our plot. It's really kind of getting us its good setup. And again, aside from the 11-year-old armory gag, it was pretty solid.
Yeah, like you said, there were like a couple things here and there that didn't really quite register, but
overall, on the whole, it was a good episode, though.
Okay.
That was a decent way to do kind of a death and return story. Let's give him points on that one.
Sure.
We thought we were going to be Galavant a zombie, but no, it makes sense because at first we were thinking Force of Coincidence would be the instant go-to, which would make sense.
I still hope we see the Forest of Coincidence at some point.
Force of Coincidence still is kind of a missed opportunity. But if they go back to that well too much, then it's too powerful. Then it's like having a Lazarus
pit. Claire's blood in Heroes.
Yeah, or a Lazarus pit. You can't go back to that well too much. So that's why they didn't do that one. But but they have to change it up. They have to give us some different solutions for that sort of stuff. So it makes sense they would change it up. I mean, we have magic in this universe. When it dawned on us, it's like, okay, that makes sense. Well, there's magic, so he's fine.
All right, and next episode is called Do the Do, I guess. Does that title make sense in the context of the episode?
Yes, it makes absolute sense. You're gonna love it. Do. No, do. That's it. Then do.
Do the do?
No, just wait, is it the or is it do?
It's do the do.
Okay, so do the do. It makes sense.
Okay. And I guess that's it. You want to take us out?
Now that's the end of this episode.
That's as far as we can go for now.
In this new season of music and laughs.
A new season as we recap and chat.
And go.
Galavant. Ing. Now it's important that you feel comfortable, soldiers. So maybe we should slow things down a bit.